Okay, and we're back, and this is going to be the question and answer session for that people have been requesting. Now, Chadman was supposed to be here, but he's currently offline, and I have no idea where he is, and he's not responding to all the messages I send him. So I will proceed alone to start with, and if he randomly decides to show up later, then we will bring him in. So there may be a short interlude somewhere in the middle where I do the technical side of things to get him back in. Just drag all my stream stuff across the other screen so I can have the questions up on the left one. Yes, he did. Chad has been saying he wants to demonstrate the heavy machine gun he unlocked on PlanetSide 2, which he unlocked recently. But I think he's intending to do that Friday, Top Ranger, so keep an eye out for that. Okay, let's see. Some of these questions were tailored to suit when there was both of us here, so I'll skip those ones. Mr. Sidequest asks, when did I get into gaming? I had one of those really old cartridge Ataris. Hang on, let me start this. This can start playing in the background. With crazy little metal levers that you use to reset and start the thing, and it basically consisted of Tank Pong and really obscure things like that. What else is on there? There was like Space Invaders and that ilk of game. Pac-Man. There was an ET game where you basically played as a small square with a pipe-looking neck, and apparently that was ET. I don't know. So that was when I got into gaming. I would have been, I don't know, 5 maybe. Then I moved on to an Amiga. I have no idea which one, and that sort of started the trend of keyboard and mouse for me, and very rarely did I divert from there since. So hopefully that answers when did I get into gaming. So feel free to ask any elaboration questions in the chat if there's anything you want me to expand on, because otherwise this will be over fairly quickly as I rattle through these. Gadara says they actually buried the surplus copies of ET in the desert. So apparently I picked the worst game in the world to play. Rusty Turban says that was the worst game of all time. We have Chad on Skype. Okay, right, we'll try and get him in. He's been having connection issues. So let's try and get him in the call here. I'm just going to mute the sound a minute. We'll pause the game while I try and resolve this. And there we go, Chad is on the stream.
Yay!
Someone asked, where is it? Pluggy10 asked the question, is Chadman bald? We now have the answer presented in front of you. So what's up, Chad? What was going wrong?
My router. I don't know what the hell was going on. I switched everything on, all the computers working fine, and then I thought, okay, something doesn't seem to be working right here. And it got to the situation where I thought, okay, that's probably not good. But so I had to kind of reboot my router 3 or 4 times and go from there. So yeah, I got there in the end.
Well, you're here now. That's what matters. Let's see. Someone wanted to know where I met you, and I was interested to see what answer you came up with, because I know what I think happened, but...
Where, what, as in where we met online or where we met in real life?
Let's go with both. Let's start with online.
Well, online, I do believe it was in free-for-all at some point in, oh God, in Air Attack, I think that was, if I remember rightly. I think we kind of locked horns at some point, and it kind of went from there, really. In real life, I remember, well, actually, I don't remember. This is kind of a joke between you and me. We met when Stace invited me down to partake in Airsoft with some of the guys. And apparently I'm extremely loud, so I need to turn that down a little bit.
That may be me. Let me tweak it there. Oh, actually, no, if you can do it as well, that's fine. You got your mixer, haven't you?
I have indeed, yeah. Let me just check that. How's that sound? Any better?
Sounds fine to me, but we'll let them decide.
Okay, great. Yeah, also, the reason why it's orange here is because I have a low voltage kind of fluorescent light, so the light is actually not as bright as it would be under normal circumstances. So.
For anyone who wants to see the quality graphics of Air Attack, this is one of the planes from that game. You can see the pixelation on the floor, even at that size.
There you go. I've just upgraded the light on the camera, so you can see me, but you can't see. So you can see me basically, which is probably not a good thing or a bad thing. It depends on your point of view. Yeah, that was impressive, Air Attack. So yeah, anyway, we met on that, and yet for some reason I don't actually remember meeting.
See, I didn't go to the Airsoft event. It was as far as I was aware, it was the Air Attack meeting in Birmingham, where they all met up once a year as a community, because they're a much tighter knit community than you get in games nowadays.
Yeah, I have no memory of anything. I have no memory of it. I have trouble remembering last week, let alone something that far. So yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't know. It's all a palaver. You know what my brain's like.
The troller asked what time is bedtime.
What time is bedtime? Literally, well, if you consider I'm working the early shift, bedtime for me was about 4:30 in the afternoon. Yes, I remember what my name is, Panos, thank you.
He writes it on the back of his hand.
Yes, indeed. Anyway, excuse me, quick drink. Ooh, lovely.
Right, what have we got? Next one's from Jacob. He wants to know what I thought of him when he first joined the regiment. I honestly don't remember. People join the regiment in such high numbers, I never remember any of them until they've been there a while.
Ah, poor Jacob.
And his question to you is, what's your obsession with his face?
What's my obsession with his face? What's his obsession with redoing his face every week? I don't know. It's just what I like about Napoleon War is just the variety that people can do with the faces. And there's always something different, you know. Some of those faces that people have designed in there have been nothing short of outrageously funny. It's all part of the fun in my book.
So in the background video now we have some Fusiliers of the line going up against 2 units of Lightfoot and some skirmishers. So we'll get some slaughter going on in the background soon. So we may have to balance our volumes again.
Sounds like fun.
Why don't we do more Napoleonic Wars a week? I'll let you field that one.
Okay. I know for a fact that, well, why don't we or why don't I? There's just not enough hours in the day, I think it is at the moment. I wasn't able to make this Sunday because I was busy doing other things, other casts, for an old friend of mine called Warwick. I'm also going to be doing things like Counter-Strike as well, and there's just not enough hours in the day to do every single possible cast we'd like to.
And from the perspective of the 7.7 that they only run, well, events pretty much run once a day, just because you've got to get 200 people together. That just doesn't happen, on a whim. So there's only sort of 7 events a week, and I have other things to do on certain days, so casting 2 of those plus a training session is about my limit as well. I am interested in doing a cast with Chad though, if you can ever find a regiment that wants their event shoutcasted on a day when we're not busy. So, any volunteers? See Chad or myself?
Our general is under attack.
Oh, my general's under attack now. Oh, that was a loud firework. I'll move away from where the fireworks are landing.
That reminds me of playing Napoleonic War with Cucumber and basically us getting loads of rockets out. That got a little bit ridiculous, but enormously good fun.
Yes, rockets in Napoleonic Wars are erratic, I think is the word I'm looking for.
That's the polite term for it.
Yes, you're just as likely to do a U-turn and hit your general in the face as you are to do even remotely close to an enemy.
Yeah, that's pretty much the case. But, you know, it's kind of like, it's a Napoleonic equivalent of Russian roulette, really, at the end of the day.
I like the way people complain that it's only Britain that gets them. It's like, well, nobody uses them. Why are you complaining?
Nobody was smart or nobody was stupid enough to think, you know what, was a good idea. Let's take loads of rockets and then fire them at the enemy, and they might also kill our own troops. I mean, that kind of gives you the idea of how much the English Empire, or the British Empire, I should say, appreciated their redcoats.
Yep. So game sound was a bit high, but we tweaked that now, so that's good. Okay, let's see what else we got. Have you looked at Mountain Blade 2 at all? And will the 77Y be transferring to it? So we'll start with, have you looked at Mountain Blade 2 at all, Chad? Because I haven't.
No, I haven't looked at it aside from the video. It looks interesting, but obviously the video doesn't tell you a huge amount. So until we can actually get hands on it, making any comments about it would be a little bit presumptuous, because we don't know if the game mechanics changed. Okay, it might look prettier, but that's about it. You know, so just because it looks pretty and, you know, doesn't mean it's going to be a good game. We want to get our hands on it, we want to see how the combat works, we want to see how the melee works and everything associated with that. Until we can do that, it's not really fair to make a judgment.
Well, the team wants to know if you got biscuits to go with your milk. I think he's going to head down the route of, are they cookies and are you Santa?
I have biscuits, and no, I'm not Santa.
We do have lots of dead Frenchmen though. They've just got sent flying backwards by a cannon shot, but they're so manly they're getting back up again. There are only conscripts as well. You're not meant to be doing crazy stunts like that. Never mind. They want to know, have you won any trophies, Chad? I
Yes,
guess that 4 they would like to know as well.
Oh dear, I don't actually have any to hand, but somewhere is a trophy from the first time I ever went go-karting where I won the competition. I used to have a few other things around as well, like snooker trophies as well. Yeah, I've won a lot of things and then lost a lot of things, so I haven't got to keep the trophy.
I remember you used to be into snooker quite a lot. I've not heard you mention
Yes,
that for a while.
Yes. My snooker queue is just over to the right there. It's actually only a few years younger than you are.
That's worrying.
And significantly less dense.
No comment. See, they want to know if I've got any trophies. Let's see, can I use the zoom controls without having to get up off my chair? Yes, we have success. They are nearly all for football.
Really?
There's a whole shelf of them, but never mind. I haven't done that in years, so I can't claim that it's even remotely relevant anymore. And Smitty wants to know if I ever stopped smiling. It's only because he's finding this amusing.
Yeah, but if for whatever reason I have any problems, I've got a 6-foot Scottish Claymore just up there if I need to. So.
Here we have Diplex doing an amazing tactical manoeuvre of square in front of skirmishers. I'm not quite sure what he was up to at the time.
Technical problems. Somebody wants a Claymore, hang on a sec.
Now people are shocked that I play football. Oh, Chad's off to get his Claymore.
There we go.
There'll be a brief interlude while weaponry appears. Hang on, let's maximise the screen for this. Got it.
I am officially armed to the teeth.
You need to do your best Demo Man impression.
That is my Scots Claymore from
Excellent.
I have that on my wall. That gets used in case there is any trick-or-treaters coming round.
Oh, trick-or-treaters. I miss trick-or-treaters at the old flat. The door used to not quite sit in the front door hinges properly, so it would rattle. And firing airsoft guns at the back of the door when they ring the doorbell, that got them running as the sort of hammering machine gun noise on the back of a rattly door.
It's got to be done, hasn't it?
Those were some fun nights.
In fact, actually, hang on a second, just look.
Do I ever get out of my chair? Yes, I do, but it's comfy, so you know, I'm not inclined to. So let's see what's happening in the battle here. Diplex is bringing up some reinforcements. I was less than impressed with this, so I had to bring up my own, who had been standing at the back watching from a mile away.
Okay, I tend to squirrel things away. Always have done. And example of which I found in my cupboard the other night while sorting out the flat. This comes out of its original packaging.
Oh, hang on. Let's pause this. This is some memorabilia going here.
Memorabilia.
I recognise those goggles from anywhere.
Yeah.
The original
That
Command
is.
and Conquer.
Look, this is literally mint condition. That is a Command and Conquer, a manual for the original Command and Conquer. See, look, Windows 95. See?
95.
Yeah. Wonderful. And then EA bought it and it completely went down the toilet. In case you're wondering, I live in a studio flat, so I don't have a front room, I don't have a bedroom, my bed is literally down there. So everything I have is kind of in the area. So
I can't find any of my old games. They're in here somewhere.
minimum requirement Pentium 2, that's awesome. Even got a copy of Birth of the Federation as well.
Right, let's resume the charge of the French conscripts here.
Oh, this is good. This can only go well.
Oh, this may have been where he formed the square within a square. We'll let the video comment on how successful this was.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm looking at it in the moment.
He's not quite done it yet. He actually had a square in a square. It was not his most successful manoeuvre, as one square blows the back of the heads of the other one.
But yeah, so for anybody who's worrying, literally, this there is a computer desk here, and my TV is literally right there. So yeah, it's a very small flat, which I hope to move out of someday.
What have I done with my camera here? I keep knocking it, apparently.
Although saying that, I haven't actually watched anything on this TV for a long while because I've got three computers here. The first computer, this one you're looking at, is the gaming machine. There's one here, which is the kind of browsing and the thing that I'm watching the stream on. And there's another one over here, which is what records the output of this machine. And so, yeah, poor machine. So the middle machine is also connected to the TV. So if I want, I can stream anything I want to the TV. The TV also has a Blu-ray player on it with a 2 terabyte hard drive connected to it, which is also connected to the network. So if I want to watch anything on video, I just dump it on that hard drive, watch it on the TV.
They want a pan of the room. I don't know how achievable that is.
Not a chance in hell. The room is a complete mess. But yes, that is a picture of a Spitfire in the background, bought when I went to a air show.
My camera is pretty much wired in to cable tidies, but I can open up a picture of the desktop, which I took for someone else previously. So there you have the crazy 3 monitors with the microphone that you have to type round. Fortunately, I sort of hugged the desk close enough. My favourite peripheral ever, I don't know why, but just that little gaming keyboard is awesome.
Mm.
A mouse I recommend no one ever buys, which is, what was it called? Let's see. It is a Logitech G700. It is a pile of crap. The mouse buttons randomly stop working, and you have to take the battery out and click them to discharge the capacitor that's built up static, and then reconnect it again.
Wow.
Never ever buy one of those, people.
Yeah, I've got a Razer Death Adder 3500 DPI. It's very, very good indeed.
Oh, we missed something fun in the video. Oh well. This was a 364-man cavalry brigade charging several squares.
Brilliant. That's one thing. I found myself actually playing quite a bit of Napoleon Total War recently, because what I like about when you guys are playing Napoleonic Wars is you get to see the battle from an individual soldier's level, whereas in that you get to see it from a commander's level, and it's sometimes nice to go down low to see it from the point of view of the individual player. So it's good fun. Can you make Chad's webcam smaller, because I'm too big, obviously. They're getting this. Can you see? There's a shine coming off the top of my head. I think they're being blinded.
There we go. I'll make mine slightly smaller as well, just so we got more of the screen.
Somebody also scaring me. Somebody also said they wanted to know which the spec of my machine was. Which machine do they want to know about? Because there's...
Go with the gaming machine.
Okay, gaming machine here. It is a i7 with 16 gig of RAM. It's got two GTX 680s SLI together, and the operating system runs off an SSD, and there's two 2 terabyte hard drives in there as well for data.
Apparently I'm too shiny. I'm just going to play with the settings. Let's see.
I am too shiny.
I don't know. I think it's just the light coming off the screens. They've got too much white stuff on the screen. Never mind. Yeah, the white balance slider is as low as it goes. There's just too much white on the screen.
I found a solution to the shine problem. There we go.
We're not playing Get the Hats Out, are we?
The trouble is it now goes over the flipping headphones, so I can hardly hear things. There we go.
Oh, my turn apparently. We'll just move the awesome Battlestar Galactica board game out the way.
Oh yes. I've actually got a better hat than that. I shall return.
No, that's not going to fit over the headphones. We're going without headphones for this for a moment. There we go. German hat. Headphones back on. For anyone who wants to know why that is for Airsoft. Which, if anyone's not heard of Airsoft, it's already been mentioned once tonight. It's very similar to paintball, but you use replica guns that fire BBs instead. So you get a more realistic rate of fire, and the guns normally look like they're what they're trying to look like, as opposed to having a huge big hopper for paintballs on.
Right, I'm prepared for anything.
Oh, we've got a ninja on the stream. Stream ninja.
Chad the rapist. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. It's kind of making the. There we go.
We're going to have to pop up another picture here, but
Oh God.
people are asking what my airsoft weapons and stuff are. It's just easier to show them. There we go. So that's a VSR 10G spec, which is a sniper rifle, and that's the rest of my German loadout. So you've got the webbing with the Kar 98 pouches, the bread bag, there's a load of stuff on the back you can't see.
Don't you even tie your hair up when you're doing stuff? Because surely that would get in the way of things.
I call it natural ghillie.
Natural ghillie, give me a break. The one good thing about having a hairstyle like this is my hair looks exactly the same when I take the balaclava off.
People are requesting more pictures. Oh dear.
Oh heavens.
Well, let's have a what happens when you don't follow the marshal's rules and you end up putting your nose on the end of someone's gun picture. This will put people off Airsoft for a while. This little white bit is a 6mm BB embedded in his nose.
Ooh.
Have we got a zoom? Yes, we have a zoom. There we go. So this here, the nurse dug it out with a knife and it had cauterized the wound itself, which is quite impressive, I must say.
Wow. There seems to be a lot of bodies on the ground in this battle, isn't there?
Yeah, the French, well, they attacked a few too many suicidal charges. They're forming up the old guard charge here. Diplex had the music from Waterloo, you know,
What, ABBA?
No. Oh dear.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The bit where the old guard go in the actual old film. Oh, here's his double square, look. It was a lot later than I thought it was. So the inner guys shoot the front guys in the back.
Oh, well.
And then they all neatly march around to fill the gaps so that it can happen some more. It's amazing tactics there.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Sergeant Picasso has gone for a very technical question. How many FPS are you allowed to shoot in Britain? Which is, for automatics, you're allowed 350 FPS with a 0.2 gram BB, and sniper rifles are allowed 500, but you can't shoot anyone closer than 20 meters.
Aha. I do remember on one occasion going paintballing, and this was a long time ago, and what happened was that the guy said, yeah, we go, all the rest of it. And I said, yeah, great, good idea. And I went along, but what I didn't know is a couple of guys that I worked with were ex-South African Special Forces.
Yeah, okay. I've seen a couple of guys like that. They're insane, I think is the word.
Well, I got shot in the arse from about 3 feet away.
Rusty Tubman says they should rename it Paintball.
Yeah, it was entertaining to say the least. That's the only sport I've ever done where it's the only damage I did to myself. It's the first and only time I pulled my groin muscle, and holy hell, I remember that.
Oh. Right, let's carry on with the questions. Where we got to? What's going to happen when Crusader Kings 2 Irish finishes? Do you want to field this one, Chad, as it was your suggestion?
Yeah, one thing we are talking about the possibility of doing is, because one thing that Mal and I have always done, because we've been friends for a while, we don't kind of want to step on each other's toes. So we kind of had a gentleman's agreement that we won't try and do the same game that the other person's doing. But at the end of the series, what we are talking about is a cooperative game with him and myself and probably Cucumber as well.
So there's still, I don't know, I think possibly into December before the Irish campaign actually finishes, but recording-wise, I think I'm 2 episodes from finishing. So we could start recording early and possibly dual run them for a little bit. It depends on people's availability, I guess.
No idea who we're going to play as, but I can pretty much guarantee that Chad will be dead by episode 3, and then the rest of the series will basically be Mal and Cucumber.
We haven't decided what level we're going to play at either, whether we're going to start in as kings or something a bit lower. So it's all still to be decided. But we are thinking about it. Oh, and Hitman, we're going to dual run those as well, aren't we?
We are indeed, and we're going to do a couple of mission designs for each other, so it's how much of a bastard can we be to each other?
Yeah, so I think it's called contract mode, isn't it? So one of us will set a contract and record it and then send it over, and the other one will try and complete it and record it, and then if we release at the same time, you can see side by side just how differently they were achieved or failed.
Yeah, that'll be good fun. I'm really looking forward to Hitman.
I got a very nice Hitman poster from the convention, actually.
Really? Oh, I never got a Hitman poster. I just had the Hitman little figurine, which was quite cool. Even though the guns on this thing here, absolute bastard to get in.
Dude, yeah. It took me ages to get his pistols in his hands.
Yeah.
They're definitely not dropping out ever.
I don't have an airsoft weapon. I've been airsofting once. However, back in 1995, I used to shoot real guns, the proper things. So we're talking full caliber, 45s, 9mm, proper pistols.
When none of you were born, says who's that? That Hot Murray. The game's gone eerily quiet. I think this is where Duplex was preparing for his old guard charge. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's got the middle, the old guard, and some random fusiliers tagged on the back, with the general at the front.
Nice.
So he would have been playing the music at the moment and waiting for it to get to the section he wanted to get to. Right.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Rome because I tend to prefer, or Rome 2 I should say, I tend to prefer the era before there was gunpowder. I think it's just a bit more variety. I do like, don't get me wrong, I love Napoleonic War and the era and stuff like that in history, but I tend to prefer the joys of using things like the trebuchet and the catapults and all the rest of it. It's just so much fun. So Rome 2 I'm going to be all over, and I've seen some of the footage from it and it looks just orgasmic.
I did quite like the sort of the era the base Shogun game set in, where you've got gunpowder units, but they are next to useless except in very specific situations.
Yeah, exactly.
Once it goes past that, I mean, the Shogun campaign I'm doing at the moment is just gunpowder spam with very little difference between all the units, which is unfortunate, but...
Have you seen the question from Ganarath?
What's he said?
I've seen
the Kickstarter for the new Elite game.
Yes, I am fantastically excited. In fact, somewhere around over there, I've actually got a manual from the second Elite game, Frontiers. I am extremely excited about this game. This guy knows how to make a good game. Bear in mind that Elite, with the hundreds and hundreds of stars and all the rest of it, came on a 720k floppy disk. Just get that round your head when you're talking about downloads that are multiple meg.
I still remember the original, was it Theme Park, with its 12 floppy disks, and you had the little guy cutting the lawn as he installed it as part of the loading screen. He slowly did a zigzag pattern down the screen as he installed disc by disc. That's one thing I'd love to do, a retro Wednesday of that, but I cannot find an installer that works for it. And I love Theme Park with Poke-Cola, where you get to put also more salt on the fries to make them more thirsty, so they drink more Poke-Cola. That game, I played so much with that game. That and Theme Hospital.
Theme Hospital, yeah. I'm enjoying it, even though anyone who's seen it, I'm sucking at it really badly. But you know, I do love that. Love that stuff.
I used to love the whole shooting the rats on the floor thing, and the guys with inflatable heads. I thought that was genius. The whole pop the head, stick the pump in the mouth, and pump them back up again.
Floaty head syndrome is fantastic. It's absolutely brilliant. But it's good fun. It's good fun. I do like the retro games like that. You know, I tend to find nowadays games get easier. So, but yeah, if you go onto GOG, there's so many old games on there. Absolutely fantastic stuff. That's where I got Theme Hospital that works on Windows 7. It was like $5. I cannot recommend it highly enough. And I am keeping an eye out for when Theme Park arrives, because literally as soon as that arrives, I'm buying that straight away. We also had people asking what are our plans for the future aside from co-ops.
Obviously PlanetSide's out in, what's that, 13 days?
Yes.
So I think that will feature heavily, especially on these Wednesday live streams.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I am preparing accordingly. I've actually taken 3 days off from work prior to the release of it, so I've got the 19th, 20th, and 21st. So expect quite a lot of PlanetSide 2 videos from me. Probably some live streaming during the day, maybe. I don't know. I'm figuring it out as I go.
We have quite a few PlanetSide questions actually, so let's see what have we got. Are we going to play it more regularly, like every Saturday or Sunday when it comes out? Personally, I will definitely play it every Wednesday, as probably the last hour of my live streams. The other days, I'm sure we'll come up with a regular time schedule, maybe after the 77Y events. Of course, there's people outside the 77Y there, so I'm sure there'll be people on at most times.
Yeah, I mean, what I'd like to do is maybe make part of my streams like Friday night operations with the 77th VEF or something like that, you know, so it's stuff going out on a regular basis. So that would be quite good. Get as many of the platoon as possible together and do a proper operation. Future plans also, from my point of view, other than PlanetSide 2, I am working on a co-op with 2 old friends of mine from TF2 days of Terraria. I am trying to find people who are interested in doing a co-op for Magicka, which is a huge favourite of mine. I love that game, even though it does your head in.
Yeah, it's not that it does my head in, it's the amount of concentration I have to get the button combinations correct. I just can't talk at the same time, so it doesn't make a good playthrough for me.
Or the Mage Suicide Simulator, as I've heard it described, which is wonderful. Let's see. Natural Selection 2 games. I don't have the game, so chances of casting it, not high.
I just posted I told a link to copy and it didn't, and I ended up pasting a link to the stream in the stream, so that was good of me.
Streamception.
Streamception
is what that is.
So the battle is over.
Oh.
Let's see what we got.
More replays required.
Yep, I've got a couple of others, so I will chuck those on.
Good stuff. Also, other plans is that I'm going to be casting some Counter-Strike Global Offensive with some old friends, and I will also be helping out Warwitch with his RTCW. So I'll be doing some casting with him as well at some point. And there is something else I'm working on with a friend of mine that could turn out to be quite good fun as well, like a call-in show type thing. How much did you miss, Zane Davis? You missed everything.
Jacob wants me to do Guns of Icarus in the background. That game takes so much concentration to run around bashing all the things that are breaking every 20 seconds. There's no chance I could read questions and play at the same time.
My current job is I work in IT support. So you're thinking servers, networks, all that kind of stuff. The kind of things that you see, websites running on, and it's known as managed services. So essentially I work in the technical support, so people call up the service desk. If the service desk can't fix it, then it comes to me, and I'm a bit of a specialist in backups and SQL.
Just trying to find a picture that demonstrates what I did. Let's see if I can get this where I want it on the screen. So these are what I used to make or help design. I used to work in an R&D things for this. So this is cancer treatment with radiotherapy.
That's just a big magnet, isn't it?
There's a big machine hidden behind this screen. It's really butt ugly, actually. Let's see if I can find it. There we go. That one there. So that big red thing, which looks horrible as a medical device, you wouldn't trust that as far as you could throw it. It looks like it's just a big iron scrap heap. Hides nicely behind these little covers. And so you treat your cancer patients on the table here, of course. I won't go too much into that. But that's what I used to do. And now, of course, I'm at university.
Getting an education.
With stupid little things like these, which came in the post today. Which are little Wi-Fi modules. Yeah, my tiny little Wi-Fi modules. How to make 150 quid look pathetic.
That's pretty impressive. I don't have a lot of expensive. The only expensive stuff I've got down is the computers down here. In fact, if I remember rightly, I'll see if I can find the case that I've got for my i7, which is very nice.
Oh, they're all going to call you for tech support now, Chad, apparently.
Good luck.
That Hot Murray wants to know how old I am. I am 25. Getting old, heading clearly for 30.
Somebody wants to know, do you sleep with your closet doors open or closed? I don't actually technically have any closets. Well, there's cupboards over there and stuff like that, but all the doors remain closed. I cannot sleep with open doors, which can't do it.
I'll go the same, doors closed. I would just call you Murray, but there's actually somebody already called Murray, so I'm trying to differentiate. Gadareth's calling you a child, Chad.
Yeah, well, when I was a kid, I couldn't sleep with the door closed. Now I can sleep with the door closed, so I've grown up. Yabu sucks to you.
I think they love your, your Born to Be Evil opening voice.
Oh, the opening laugh, yeah,
Yes.
I did like that.
How long did you spend doing that?
It took about 30 seconds to record it, and then to basically just change it slightly, put a little bit of an echo and downgrade the sound. It was literally 30 seconds piece of work. Very easy.
Someone wants to know where I live. I live in a house, but I rent it's one room, but it's got a partition in, and it's a big room, so it's sort of two rooms. There's like a sleeping area and a living area. Right, what other questions did we have? I'm sure we've missed some. Why did we pick Vanu?
I didn't.
Yeah, I picked Vanu. Terran Republic have too many people. They are always overpopulated, so that just ruled them out. And the NC, I just don't like that whole we're corporations rebelling against the man type thing. It's just, you get too many people who think that applies to their life. And the weapons on the Vanu did get a buff in the most recent patch, so they're no longer as gimped as they used to be. Plus that hover tank is just cool.
Yeah, you don't mess with people in purple spandex. End of conversation.
Right, someone wants to know if I'll make the Saboteur videos a regular thing. I won't, because it's a horribly coded game and crashes at every chance it possibly can. You look at it funny, it dies. It takes the recording with it. You have to do 3 or 4 recordings to get an episode out of the thing. So as much as I like the game, it's just horrible in terms of performance.
I'm just about to link in... Oh, no, it got deleted. Great,
You'll have
nuts.
to send it to me.
Okay, well, now, see, this is where I have the problem, you see, because I've got Steam running on that machine, but I'm sending a link on this machine, so it's a pain in the ass.
Actually, I've just given you op power, so you might be able to link now.
No.
Cool.
No, it says I don't have op power yet. See, not even Aztir can link.
Interesting.
Okay, so which countries have you visited or lived in? That's one question.
I've only ever lived in the UK, but I've visited the majority of Europe and been to America once or twice. No further afield than that, unfortunately.
Hang on, I'm just sorting out a case.
If you take out the dot and just type dot, it won't register it as a link, and then you can just post that in, and people will have to do it themselves. Either that or you'll have to send it to me.
No, it deleted it again. Bastard. Give me a second. Dum-de-dum-de-dum.
No P wants to know if you've ever been on the London Eye. That's a very random question. I have. It's not particularly thrilling.
If you like slow things.
Yeah, it's just a big fairground ride over the Thames.
There you go, Mal. There's the link in Steam.
Cool. What's this again?
That's the case that my i7 is in.
Aha.
That's nice. Can you give Mal some hair? Thanks.
Chad some hair.
Oh, sorry, Chad some hair, yeah.
So for the people who can't see the chat stream, this is Chad's case. I like the handle on the top. That's a nice feature.
Yeah, easy carrying.
Is it actually structurally reinforced so you feel confident picking it up with that, or does it feel like flimsy plastic and it's going to snap?
No, it's structurally reinforced. It's very good.
Awesome. I like the side fans. Very nice.
The only thing that's the problem is that, well, those fans can be changed around, but the fans at the front, the problem with them is that there's lights on them, and they catch the fan. It makes it look great. But the trouble is, I don't think they planned it ahead, because the way that the lights shine up, it looks like I've got little red swastikas on the front of my...
Ah.
So, yes. Not great. Maybe I'll take a picture and put that on Twitter at one point. Somebody wanted to know what countries I've been to. Let's see. I've been to America. I've been to Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Barbados, Hong Kong, France, well, Nice actually, well, Monte Carlo. I've been around a lot. My dad used to work for British Airways, so thanks to him we got to travel an awful lot. My favourite place I've ever been, without question, is Australia. Loved Australia and the Australians.
Oh.
Absolutely fantastic people.
Far too many things that can bite you for my liking.
Yeah, but to be honest, why would they bite you?
I don't know. It's just the kind of luck I would have. We'll steer clear of Obama versus Romney comments, I think.
You can, yeah. I actually am quite interested in American politics. Watching The West Wing and all the rest of it got me quite interested in it. And I'll just say that the American political system is a mess at the moment.
Right, let's see what else. We're on to future plans. So, actually, you've probably covered most of those.
Mm-hmm.
So, future plans for your channel. I guess you've done most of the games you've covered. Longer term plans there. You've got a few you haven't mentioned, like partnership.
Yes, I am kind of trying to move towards partnership. For those of you who aren't aware, I did recommend TGS to Mal, and he's now partnered with them, and I'm hoping once I get enough views per month that I will then partner with TGS. I'm trying to get as many subs as I can. The thing is, YouTube's really up at the moment, just absolutely. We've seen sub figures go down from sort of like, 15 a day to like 4 a day. And it's kind of just absolutely, to a certain degree, not to be unfair, but it's easier for Mal because he's already got an established subscriber base. There's like 5,000-6,000 people already subscribed. And once it hits like a certain key point, it kind of perpetuates itself, and so will continue in an upwards rate. I just need to get to that point, so I'm getting there. The thing is, even though, Bob, even though Mal can say that, it's just because he says that doesn't mean they're going to join. There's a certain requirement. It's like 30,000 views monthly minimum to join. Yes.
Different networks have different requirements. TGN is 1,000. That's why a lot of the newer channels end up going for there. Interestingly, I did just notice they've published a thing where they're removing their one-year lock-in that was going to go active in January. Apparently enough existing partners complained and threatened to leave that they've listened to them and said, all right, we'll just deal with the fact it's harder to get ad buys. You won't make as much money, but you're not locked in at all.
That's good.
So there's still at least one network out there that won't lock you in. So that's good.
Yeah. My plan with respect to that is to obviously get partnership, grow the subscriber base, work on as much as I can, do as many new games as I can. Any money that will be made as a result of that partnership will be fed back into the channel, so that will help me purchase more games. The problem I have at the moment is I don't have a lot of spare money available, unlike some students who just so as a result I'm limited to the games that I can buy. I have watched every single one of the TGS podcast, and I absolutely love them. I would love to end up on the TGS podcast at one point. That would be so much fun. I'm a huge fan of Jesse Cox. I think he's fantastic. I do watch Dodgers Coffee Time every morning, really, to be honest, at work. You know, I've met TB, and he's an awesome guy.
So just to cover what's going on in the video in the background, I had Gaz set up units at different distances to demonstrate the sort of the killing potential of units and at distance in this game. So these guys have been firing at each other for a while. So you got, what's dead in there, 24? You come in a bit closer. These have been firing a lot less. They're already at 30 kills. And you'll see what happens with this one. I won't spoil what goes on here because this is quite amusing when you see it. So we'll carry on talking, but I just wanted to explain that before it happens.
No, Jacob, you can actually, you might want to work this one out, but you can actually be nice about people without brown-nosing them. You should try it.
What is this heresy?
Yeah, it's just Jacob being cynical bastard.
So as we can see, they both opened fire, they both lost 40 guys, and they've both run away. just instantly legging it.
I love the way that they simultaneously leg it. That's pretty impressive.
It's not like one saw the other one running and went, aha, we've got them. They both just went, nope, screw this, see you later.
Good stuff.
So let's see what else we got. Yes, recording. I'm forever getting questions about what's the setup, and we have different setups to each other, so I thought it would be a good time to mention both of them for anyone who wants to get into recording. So yours is probably the more professional side, so if you want to start first.
Okay, there is a games machine on my right-hand side. That's connected via HDMI cable to a splitter. The splitter goes to monitor and also to a hardware capture card that's in the capture machine on the far left-hand side. Now, because of problems with sync that I had earlier on in my channel, people who watch that and have been subbed from the start will remember those problems. I capture the output of that card using Bandicam and then edit it from there. And then upload it. That's it, basically.
Yep, so that's the like multi-computer setup, whereas I just run the single computer setup, which is you just run Bandicam. It's very much like Fraps. I'm sure everyone's heard of Fraps. I prefer Bandicam because it's less memory intensive. I found I could get much higher resolution videos and quality videos out of it. If you look at my Shogun series, the first 3 or 4 episodes are Fraps and the later ones are Bandicam. Exact same PC, exact same configuration, and you can see the quality difference quite measurably in it. So the other program a lot of people use is DX Story, I think.
Yeah, that gets used quite a bit.
So those are the big 3, Bandicam, Fraps and DX Story. So you do need a higher end PC, so if you've got 2 less capable, you go with Chad's setup.
One thing to bear in mind also about Fraps, this is a point that Total Biscuit made, is that Fraps, if it notices a difference in FPS, it downscales it by a factor of 30 FPS. So it doesn't just downscale it to like 48 FPS or something like that. It downscales it by a section of 30. So if you're at 60 and it drops to 59, Fraps will then drop to 30 FPS while recording. So something to be aware of.
So that's how we do the video. I'm not sure, you do your voice for your mixer separately, don't you?
I do, yeah. Audio, because when I set all this up, I had problems with onboard sound. There's a lot of hum in the background. I've got some USB sound cards. Now, they basically, the machine on the right-hand side, which is my gaming machine, that essentially does the voice comms and the game sounds. They go into a mixer, which is mixed all together with the microphone, which is that one there. This is the microphone that I've had since I started broadcasting back in 2000. Goes into the mixer, and then the output of the mixer is then output to the editing machine on the left-hand side. And then from there, but most of the stuff is mixed live.
And with my method, because this microphone picks up a lot of background noise from the fan on my PC, and there wasn't a lot I could do about it with Bandicam directly, Although it is possible to record direct to Bandicam, it will depend on the configuration of your room and how good your microphone is and stuff. So I have to record separately in Audacity, and then that has the ability to edit out background noise. You basically leave a section of the sound where you're not making any noise. It obviously then picks up all the background noise. You highlight that as the profile and then tell it to remove that profile from everything, and it just subtracts it off the rest of the sound file. And then you link them up in your editing software. So I've got Sony Vegas. I think you use Premiere.
Yeah, Sony Vegas gives me a headache. I hate it.
So Adobe Premiere, Windows Movie Maker is the free one, but that's fairly limited, but it does to start with. With Vegas, a lot of people think it's $400 because the Pro version is $400. I managed to pick up this one for, I think it was £24 off of Amazon when they were flogging it cheap. So it's not masses of money compared to what you'd expect.
Somebody also asked how long have I been recording. For the YouTube channel, I have been doing it since June, but broadcasting in gaming I've been doing since 2000. I did take a 6-year gap because I got burnt out with it. So, you know, this essentially is my return to it, which is why I have a lot of contacts within the gaming industry and, you know, pro gamers and other casters. So, yeah, I've been around a bit, which is why I'm really old.
And just to describe what's going on in the video, we were demonstrating the artillery's patheticness in this mod. They're about to fire canister at a set of horses right in front of them, and you'll see hardly anything happens. And then they have an artillery duel, and you manage to kill about 4 people with all of these guns. It's in 3 volleys, I think it is. It's terrible. So if you're ever playing this Napoleonic Total War III mod, avoid artillery. Look, oh, 4 horses down, miss, 1 horse, 1 horse.
That's pretty impressive. I don't know Total Biscuit, but I have met him at the Gadget Show Live, which I was a cameraman for Quad V, because I work as a cameraman and motion graphics artist for Quad V. Essentially, he was doing the StarCraft 2 stuff, I think, with Apollo, and on the last day we all went to the pub and I sat down and chatted with him and all the rest of it, and very nice guy he is too. Obviously, there's a difference between Total Biscuit, the person, or John Bain, I should say, and Total Biscuit, the actual online personality. So there is a significant difference between the two. Nice guy, though.
Right, I'll leave you in the stream in your hands while I go get some new water. So chat about whatever they're currently asking in chat. I'm sure you can amuse them.
By day, he is Total Biscuit. By night, John Bain, even though you spelt it with an E. Yes, that is technically the thing. So we can hear very quietly in the background as Mouse sneaks off. So yeah, should we talk about Malakith? Yeah, ask me questions about Malakith. No, I'm kidding. But no, it's. I had somebody ask, do I play Minecraft? Yes, I do play Minecraft. I think somebody sent me on Steam. However, I do it for my own personal enjoyment. It's something you'll see being played on the channel. What's he like in the sack? I don't know. I don't have a lot of sacks. Is Malakith very tall or just tall? I don't know, because I'm quite short. I'm 5'7", so there you go. See, so yeah, Mal kind of towers over me. Minecraft got old, yeah. I play it for my personal enjoyment. I also play it at work sometimes at lunchtime. So, you know, and I'm building stuff on Kips's server, actually. So if you might end up seeing one of my projects on one of Kips's stream. Would you pay Malakith? I don't know. Would I pay Malakith to cut all his hair off? No, I wouldn't. Yeah, boy, do I know what that's like.
Helps if I actually turn the microphone on. Chad's been able to hear me because that's through Skype, but no one else has.
Have I ever played an MMO? Oh, God. Yes, I have. My first MMO was the original EverQuest. And by the time I left the game, I had 2 accounts and 16 characters, of which 6 of them were over level 50.
I've played too many MMOs. There's actually an MMO section of Shelf.
Yeah, I really enjoyed EverQuest. The class I enjoyed the most was Enchanter, because you had the highest hit points in the game. The lowest hit points in the game and the highest aggro spells in the game. You died quick and fast. And usually, if the Enchanter died, the whole group wiped, because your job was to essentially crowd control and deal with any problems. So it turned out to be fun.
I think Gadarath is trying to provoke an amusing story.
Story about me disguising a certain dragon. I don't even remember that story.
Oh, I'm sure Gadarath does. I'll make sure he tells me the full details for next time.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
People are asking, would I shave my hair off to raise funds for the 77Y? I'm actually reserving shaving the hair off for the day my girlfriend pisses me off so much that I want to get my own back. Because, like I said, I used to shave my head, and she complained that she didn't like that style of haircut, so I took it to the other extreme and went pick one. I'm reserving that haircut for when I need it most.
As future ammunition for a war that's going to occur. So.
Yes.
Yes, that makes sense.
When one argument goes too far, out come the clippers.
There are times I enjoy being single, and good God, it's great.
All right, what else have we got? What's our next purchase, game-wise?
Well, I've already pre-purchased Hitman. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe Assassin's Creed 3. I know for a fact I will be all over the new SimCity. Because I love SimCity.
Yeah, I've pre-purchased Hitman, so I guess that doesn't count. After playing the demo of XCOM earlier, I'm very happy with that. That was good fun.
Be warned, it's very
Buggy.
buggy.
Yeah.
Buggy as.
I saw a Rock Paper Shotgun article which said they were patching quite a lot of them. I'm sure there's plenty left still in there, and I suspect they'll introduce more.
This is an interesting one. What cartoon did you watch as kids?
Lots of Tom and Jerry, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Tom and Jerry, especially the the Ted Avery stuff, was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. However, I was a Danger Mouse fan.
As Tim was I'm still doing my stuff for Wargamer. They just had a change in editor, and from what I can gather, it wasn't a nice changeover, so I'm kind of keeping low at the moment. While they decide who they're going to keep and who they're not. I actually have to do the game we're watching at the moment, well, the mod we're watching at the moment, as my current assignment, which I probably should be doing this weekend, actually. So I'll have to get on that. I suspect you'll see at least bits of the footage you've seen tonight used in it, amongst other things.
Yeah. My favourite game I've played up to this point is Evil Genius, without a doubt. It's still my go-to game. When I was playing the Evil Monday series, I still had a personal game running alongside that I was just playing for my own personal amusement. So, absolutely love that game. And somebody wants me to do a playthrough of SimCity. At this current moment, I'm staying away from EA games because of that.
They're claiming all their videos up, so you can't get any claims on them.
Exactly, and if I get a copyright hit against me when I am not partnered, that will affect my ability to partner. So I'm staying away from that until such times as I'm partnered, and then the partner can then deal with EA.
This melee fight's about to get interesting. They slam into each other. One French regiment breaks, and then it just ripples along their entire army. It's quite amusing.
But saying that, if I get more views and I get partnership before Christmas, then you'll probably see SimCity. So spread the word. Shameless plug for the win. How do you feel about Star Wars, the new trilogy and the old?
I quite like them, to be honest. I mean, people always make a big deal about midichlorians, and I think they're just making a fuss because they can, to be honest.
Yeah. I can understand where you're coming from. My personal view, I remember the first 3 films because I actually was around at that time. I'm really, really old. So I remember going for a birthday, being taken to see Return of the Jedi at the cinema when it was released. I also saw... Let's have a look. Blah, blah, blah. I also saw all 3 films in one sitting, which was great. The last 3 films, just wasn't impressed. The first film, the lightsaber fight was the highlight of it. The kid, while being, cute and adorable type stuff, couldn't act, unfortunately. And the second film, Mannequin Skywalker. And the third one was just, oh god, it's George Lucas syndrome, unfortunately. So it's a little bit unfortunate. But I mean, Ian McDiarmid's role in that third film was absolutely superb. Could not be more impressed by that guy, but the rest of it.
Yeah, the Anakin bit was terrible.
The thing is, they could have done so much more. I've seen a video showing him interviewing all the kids at the end of it, and they're showing some of the kids acting. And I actually found the other kid, out of the last 2, to be more natural of the actors. And then he decided to choose the other one. So, yeah, nice one, George Lucas. Oh, what's this? Hang on. What do I think of their finest hour for Hearts of Iron 3? I enjoyed it. I enjoy it an awful lot. It's good fun. It's good fun. Ooh, let's see. Favorite free game.
PlanetSide.
Yeah, that's good fun. I've got 850 subs in 6 months. Yes, I'm very pleased with that. However, in the best traditions of the mental of a 6-year-old, I want more. Want more. So obviously I sit in the background and look enviously at Mao's collection of subs. But then
Yes.
go to them and I have them. But
I'm sure you spend more time talking to me than doing actual work. Either that or you're very good at multitasking, one on the phone and one on the typing.
oh, that's harsh.
Ah, it's true.
Yeah, okay, that's probably true.
Oh, we're on to the philosophical section now.
Don't bring facts to the flipping internet argument. Damn it, that's not fair.
Do we want the serious questions in the philosophical section, or do we want the silly ones first?
Don't mind. I'll answer anything. You know me.
Well, as from your perspective in the Spectator, do Georgias only run in straight lines?
No. Well, dead Georgias don't, which is predominantly the primary state for a Georgia. I think what it is that bit of corn that he's carrying in his mouth actually affects his directional ability. So I think he should take the piece of corn out of his mouth and he might have more success.
So you think it disrupts his weight distribution and he leans slightly?
Yes. I think it's what it is. It kind of throws off his directional finding. It's like the equivalent of sticking a magnet on the side of a compass.
So you could say he's unbalanced in more ways than one.
Yes, that is true.
What's the next one? How many scruffs does it take to change a light bulb?
Well, it doesn't, because he's in command, so it gets all his minions to do it for him.
Yeah. Although, having seen some of them trying to club people around the head with the back of their rifle, I'm not sure a fragile light bulb is where you want to be sending them.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a question from Scruff himself, actually. Your thoughts on religion?
I am a committed atheist. To me, religion is summed up by one single line. It is state-sponsored brainwashing.
I'll go with the agnostic route of other people can believe what they like as long as they don't try and force it on me. My personal stance is science answers a lot, but not everything yet, so I'm open-minded.
Yeah. Well, I heard it described well. Religion is like a penis. It's fine to keep it to yourself, but don't force it down my throat.
What's this next one? Oh, this is very in-depth. How are you going to meet your personal life goals? From the Rupakona? I have no idea how you pronounce that one.
Personal life goals, wow. To be honest, my only personal life goal at the moment is get to a situation where I can do this for a living. That's my personal life goal as it stands at the moment.
I think mine at the moment just stands at getting a degree because I'm fed up with being told I can't have such and such job because I don't have a bit of paper despite doing the work that job involves already. So that's my current target, and then I'd quite like to go back to where I was before and go, got it now, what are you going to do? Just see what they say.
There's a good question here. How many Malakiths does it take to kill a line? Only one, because he'll order the line to kill each other.
That, or they'll start kicking themselves through boredom eventually, at which point I execute them all.
Yes. Although I think I saw in one of the on one of the events Aztir going up to execute somebody with a pistol from 2 feet away and missing.
Oh, that's because the pistol actually goes through their head and shoots out the other side and hits the person behind them. It's an awesome trick to pretend you're assassinating the guy behind the person you're actually shooting at.
Yeah, good fun. Any more deep questions?
How do you like to think about the world? That one's a bit vague.
How do you like to think about the world? I would regard myself as a bit of an optimist. I think people are awesome sometimes, but also people can be dicks. I do not like this tendency for people to use trolling as an excuse to be an utter arsehole to somebody. Creative trolling that has got some intelligence behind it and has actually taken some work, I can understand. But using the excuse trolling just to be a dick to someone, I don't like.
So a pre-planned troll with a laid-out strategy that results in something amusing is...
Yes, exactly. At least some thought and intelligence has gone into it.
Let's see. Well, I think everyone can say without doubt that I'm fairly pessimistic about most things, or at least cynical.
Yeah. Oh, favourite Monty Python movie? Mine is The Life of Brian. I love that movie.
I can't decide. I like Life of Brian. I like Knights of the Holy Grail. I mean, and but I also like the what's the other one? That's sort of the little sketches all together.
Meaning of Life?
Possibly.
Somebody wants to know why I don't play LOL with you. The reason I don't play LOL is, one, I haven't been asked, but two, I've got LOL on this computer, but I don't like the community. I really, really do not like the community. And one of my friends from Quad V is actually a premier LOL caster. The people who know Demon, he's one of the directors of Quad V, and I know him quite well. So, it's just... I just put off by the community and how basically it's full of dicks.
Yeah, it's definitely a game you want a full team of people you know, because random, it just descends into rubbish.
Mm-hmm.
And leave the hearing the chat of the other team turned off.
Yeah. If you had a nuke and could blow up a country, which one would it be?
Who wrote that?
That was Guts Knocken.
He's put in brackets, not France.
Everyone chooses France.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can't think of one either. Actually, there's no. Maybe Iran.
I think I'll go for the republic formerly known as Macedonia or whatever it was for having such a stupid name. It's like if someone else has taken your name in the interim because you got conquered and used to be called that, then think of a new one.
Yeah. Any more questions? Oh, save 3 countries for the apocalypse. Which ones would you save?
I would go with Iceland for its untapped natural energy reserves. Going scientific and engineering there.
God.
I can't decide on the rest.
Well, I think I'd save England, but not the Chavs. Germany as well, I think, and I don't know who the last one would be. What do you think of the master race, the PC master race, looking down on console gamers?
Sorry, just to go back to the previous thing. I was waiting to see how long it would take Panos to get upset about Macedonia and my comment, and he's fallen into my trap beautifully. There's a full capital spam about they were never conquered.
I see that.
They were slaves of Macedonia in ancient time. It was Greek.
Oh, dear. It's a trap.
He's so easy.
He's so easy, yes. He is, bless him.
What was it? Think of PC master race looking down on console gamers.
Yeah.
From my perspective, I don't look down on console gamers. I look down on console hardware. That controller design is just terrible compared to a mouse and keyboard for FPS.
Agreed. It's I can't use a controller for playing an FPS. I have never owned a console. To me, they are too limiting. I use my PC for everything, and it does so much more than just play games. So to have something that just play games and nothing else with a little stickily controller, it would just annoy the living piss out of me and would remove my enjoyment of the game. So plus the fact that they're I mean, I did think about buying one so that I could do coverage of stuff like that, but this console hardware is 8 years old now, so it's woefully out of date. Until such times they update it, I won't even look at it.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a PS3 which I bought for the Blu-ray, really. At the time, it was the cheapest Blu-ray on the market, and it self-updates, so that was the main reason I got it. I mean, there's certainly games you get on console that you just don't get on PC. Racing games especially, you get a few on PC, but they're never quite the same quality. Sports is the other one. You'll find football and whatever else on. I mean, I don't play huge amounts of them, but it's just nice to have that option.
Oh, I'm not being too harsh on consoles. I'm just saying also it's just like, yeah, granted consoles are cheap, but you know, it's a cheaper option than a PC. The PC is kind of very specialist in some way. I agree with a lot of what's been said about things like entitled gamers. The advantages of a console in respect to the hardware is that you're working with the same hardware no matter what. So it's always going to make things easier with respect to compatibility and getting things working. PCs, because there's so many different varieties, is what causes them a lot of problems.
Yeah, I guess they spend a lot of time trying to optimize for different PCs, and you never get one that's so good that it blasts every PC out of the water, because then no one would buy it.
Yeah.
So they can actually optimize for a console, which is nice. But it's just that control system. If they let me plug my keyboard and mouse in, I would, I'd go with it more.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, they've got USB controls. What's stopping them? They just don't want to for whatever reason.
Yeah, well, the thing is, also, Halo 4 is not coming out for the PC. A point made by TB, I think it was recently, is the fact that part of the reason why probably they don't want to bring it out on PC is every time a game is released on Xbox, Microsoft get a cut of it. That wouldn't necessarily happen with Halo 4 for PC.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm not too worried about Halo either. I don't get on with first-person shooters where you have that magical recharging shield that's around you. I make the exception in PlanetSide because it's fairly low health, and there's just so many people around that it's not such an issue. I mean, a tank rolls up, that little shield's not going to save you.
Yeah, they want bigger webcams apparently.
Right.
So I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not.
Boink.
Boink.
There we go. Larger webcams. We've got nothing in the background, and I've run out of footage to play them.
Oh.
There was something about what weapon would you choose to survive the zombie apocalypse, which I thought was a good one.
Grenade launcher or flamethrower.
See, I'll go with an axe because you'd run out of ammo for the other things.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I considered katana, but then I thought an axe would, for getting wood and stuff, would probably be more useful.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. You see, Mao's more practical, whereas I just want to set fire to everything, which is why I play a pyro in TF2.
You've clearly already got your weapon actually hung on the wall behind you, wherever it was.
Yeah. It's now sitting on the bed, and I've got to put it. I'm going to have to hang it back up again tonight before I go back to bed.
Apparently, a sword makes less noise. I didn't realise axes were particularly noisy.
It's the kind of the splat effect, isn't it? The axe.
Yeah, I guess. I should think
The
the
same,
thing
I've got
screaming
axe.
would make more noise.
I've got a fire axe at my dad's house, so yeah, I have an axe as well. I actually have a chainsaw.
See, now you've got me thinking to chain axe, as in, or chainsaw, sort of 40k style. In fact, people have been asking for MCM, I didn't go dressed up as anything. What would I go as if I did go dressed up? And I would love to go as a Space Marine with the chainsword, but I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to things like that, and it would just take me too much time to get it to a level I was happy with.
Yeah, I understand that. So yeah, the trouble is with this is that hopefully at some point, possibly on that wall, when I get some more money, will be what's the word? Excalibur from the film. It's not a broadsword; it's a claymore. Make sure you get it right.
Yeah, but no, Bandman, get it right. Jeez.
Yeah. God's sake, what's wrong with you? I'm going to get the Excalibur from the film Excalibur. So stick that back up on the wall. Maybe put some shields up there and stuff like that. So.
let's see. We've already done what is your job, so we don't have to answer that one from Pluggy 10. Pluggy 10's been busy. He's got a good sort of 8-10 questions in nearly all of these different sections. Did any of your relatives fight in the Napoleonic Wars or serve in the military from Highlander? I haven't traced my family tree far enough back to know whether there was anyone in the Napoleonic Wars. I'd imagine there would have been. I keep drawing boxes on the screen, sorry.
What's the difference between a claymore and a broadsword? Claymore is longer and larger. Broadsword is smaller in that respect. It's just a design. Broadsword, I believe, the blade or the sharpness of the blade goes all the way up to the hilt, whereas with a claymore, it stops just beforehand. I think, anyway. Is greed good? No, greed is bad.
It's one of the deadly sins.
Yes.
Did you play Crusader Kings?
Yes. Which is better in general? Depends what you're trying to do. My broadsword is not sharp, no.
Yeah, the way you were handling it earlier, I think we sort of worked that one out.
I'd cut my arm off. I'd be like, you know.
That would make you get some views then, definitely.
Yeah, so there you go.
What have we got? If you had a superpower, what would you like it to be?
Oh, God. I don't know. It would be a cross between invisibility or flying.
See, I always quite like, if you've ever seen Heroes, the cop guy in Heroes, I can't remember his name. Is it Matt? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think so.
The sort of the mental powers. I don't
Yeah,
know why. That just interests me.
Yeah, Father Jack, Excalibur, the original Excalibur in the film. Yeah, the 1970s film. Yeah, that's the one we're talking about. Mental cop. Nice choice of words.
The next one's a weird one. We're into the random section now.
Excellent.
Back rub from a famous person or blowjob from an ugly person. You can't say both. I'm not sure I want to answer that.
Yeah, I kind of...
I'll go with the back rub from a famous person. Why not?
I'm saying nothing.
And who is your favourite Doctor Who? Because that was posted on the MCM video, and they obviously saw the picture of the Doctor there.
Who was my favourite Doctor Who? Well, I grew up with Tom Baker, so he always has a particular soft place in my heart, so to speak. However, I did really like David Tennant. David Tennant, I thought, brought a lot of humanism to the character, and I like the latest one as well. So Matt Smith is very good. I like them because they kind of, it's the same character, but there's different nuances for each one, and so, you know, I like it.
Yeah, I like David Tennant as a personality, but I think it's Matt Baker. Is he the one with the long sort of crazy hair with the big scarf, multicoloured scarf?
No, that Tom Baker is the guy with the big curly hair and the big scarf.
Yeah, that's the visual look that I always associate with Doctor Who, but the personality of I can't remember his name. We just said it. Not the latest one, the one before him.
Have you seen that question from JoeZilla219? Oh, good God.
No, we're not answering that one. I'm not even reading that one out. Bandman says, "What is Doctor Who?"
Look it up. Look it up on. It's a TV program that has been going since the 60s in England.
Yeah, it's a very British thing, I think.
It's a very British thing, yeah.
He basically has a blue police telephone box, probably from about the 60s, which he can time travel in. It's a very surreal concept, and also when he's inside, it's considerably bigger than it looks from the outside.
Yes. Time and relative dimension in space.
But the actor transforms into a different actor every, I don't know, however many episodes, because they get bored of the current actor. They've managed to work that into the story in somehow believable way.
That's quite good. Yes, I do watch Red Dwarf. I do like Red Dwarf a lot.
Red Dwarf is awesome. I still can't get over the canary turning into the dinosaur.
That was pretty funny. I actually liked the 8th series as well. I actually did like it quite a bit. When he you know, have a happy period and all the rest of it. That was brilliant. Any more?
I think we're out of questions in the document I had, so we're now just onto the live stream. So if the live stream have any more they can think of, now's the time.
Have we watched the Walking Dead series?
I'm currently watching it and I'm playing the game. I don't know about you.
I've watched one episode of the first series. No, 3 episodes of the first series. That's about it.
It does take a while to get going. The first series was probably not great. The second one's quite a bit better. And the third one is getting very gritty now. The comics I hear rave reviews about from the people I know that are into comics. It's not really something I get into too much.
Would I sleep with Mal for money? No. No, sorry. The thing is, Mal is very definitely in the friend zone. So I think of him as my friend, and there's no way I'd sleep with him. Besides, I think his girlfriend would get upset.
Yeah, I think she would. Someone wants to explain the process for joining the 77Y. This won't take a moment. I'll just turn off the screen regions.
You apply, you get mocked by Mal, and then denied.
So let's go to the website. So this is the website. You would make an account and log in. Obviously, I'm already logged in. Then at the top, click apply. You then get a massive form to fill in asking your name. The key ones to get right here are get your time zone right, otherwise I mock you mercilessly. Note to self, 21:31 is not a time zone, that is the current time on your clock when you're filling it in. Also, don't click no to anything that says this is a requirement to join or I'll mock you mercilessly again. So the times here are key. If you can't attend things, then obviously there's no point in joining. No, Father Jack, I'm not going to pull up a chat while you're sat there. We'll just have a quick look at the rejection section, actually, to see some mistakes people have made.
Not nice to mock people in that respect.
No, that one didn't actually. He's just applied multiple times. Here's a good one. Signing up with the name 77Y is shit is not a good way to get accepted into the 77Y. And he did actually do a full-on application in full seriousness, so I have no idea why he had that name and thought it would get him anywhere. So, I don't know.
People have also asked why I haven't joined the 77Y, and basically because I run a channel, I don't have the time to commit. It wouldn't be fair to Mal and to the 77Y to commit to play when I pretty much guarantee I wouldn't be able to play as often as they require. So that's the reason why I haven't applied to the 77Y. I'd love to, but time it wouldn't be fair to the guys, basically.
So yeah, time zone England Lancashire isn't technically correct, but at least I know where you are. Some people just type America, which is nice as that spans at least 4 time zones. So just be sensible. Google it if you're not sure what I'm asking. It's not difficult. So back on with the webcams. I think we're done with that. What have we got? Chat's moving fairly fast.
Yeah.
When will the recruitment be closing? We're starting to get near full. We had 120 people on TeamSpeak for training yesterday. So we got 30 slots in TeamSpeak left. Once we start hitting that, we will close it, I think.
Okay, so what would you rather fight, 100 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck? It's 1 horse-sized duck for me because there's only one you have to deal with. Otherwise you get overrun in sort of B effect.
I'm trying to think of just how large a sort of the throat area of a horse-sized duck would be, with whether it could sort of bend over and eat you.
Well, it would probably be able to eat you. It wouldn't be able to eat me without chewing a few times.
I think I'd go with the horse-sized duck as well, actually. It's a rather random question from Murray, but I'm sure I've seen him type it before.
This is interesting, though. Who in the YouTube community would you like to do a co-op series with?
I'm not actually sure. I mean, I don't watch a vast amount of the YouTube videos of other people just because time constraints mainly.
Yeah. Myself personally, Jesse Cox, without a doubt. That would be so much fun. We'd have so many laughs. TB, obviously, just so I can get mocked. And Husky StarCraft, just completely nutty, and I love him. Why do we call ourselves Chadman and Malakith Skadi? What, as in, why do we do it that way?
I think he wants to know where our names came from.
Oh, right. Mine is a combination of, one, the fact that I'm a man, and two, a part of my surname, so. Nice question, Panos. Unfortunately, you're the only wanker here.
My name, I used to, when I was younger, play under an entirely different name, and it was one of those ones that everyone has, and I kind of wanted something that was unique, and Malakith was entirely made up. It turns out, I found out later, it's very similar to a character in Warhammer, I think, which is Malekith, so it's with an E.
Yeah.
And the Skadi bit is a Norse god of some variety, which it just kind of went with the first name, so I just stuck it on when I needed a second name in, I think it may have been EverQuest or something, which requires you to have two names.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, this is the last one. I like this. Do you think that homosexuals should be able to get married? Personally, if somebody's in love, they should be able to marry whoever they want.
I'll go with that. I don't see why it's anyone's business.
No. What somebody does in the bedroom is nobody's business except their own.
When is the next time you'll be streaming PlanetSide 2? Personally, I probably won't be doing anything till it launches now, just because I'm too lazy to grind that thing again, but I believe Chad has a plan for Friday.
I do?
Apparently you've got a heavy machine gun you need to show off.
Oh, yes, I want to show off. I've unlocked the very, very heavy machine gun for the heavy assault class, and so I'm looking forward to doing that. That should be fun.
I still can't decide what class I want to go for when I actually start. I've narrowed it down to sort of engineer, heavy, or what's it called? Light assault, possibly infiltrator. If it gets access to something other than sniper rifles, I need to look at what weapons they can unlock.
Like shotguns.
Yeah.
Although they have nerfed the shotguns quite a bit recently, because basically these infiltrators are running around one-shotting people.
Yeah, just stealth up behind someone, unstealth, blow the head off, and run off again.
Exactly, yeah. You know, it's. I think I just like firing rockets at tanks. I'm enjoying that. I don't know. I think primarily it'll be the heavy assault for me. I do enjoy spitting bullets at people, but I don't know. I do enjoy the flying of it. It's good fun, you know. I do enjoy the gunning side of things, so we'll see. But primarily it's going to be heavy assault.
Yeah, I think the class I like the most is the light assault, just because of the maneuverability and being able to get up high to see what's going on. Kind of works with trying to direct people, but
yeah, that's nice. Mao, you see more at home with the infiltrator. That's because that appeals to his devious inner bust. That's why.
Ah, yes. You're remembering the Battlefield 2142 days and stuff now, aren't you?
Yes, indeed. Well, the thing is, when we used to play Battlefield 2, we used to play as a duo quite often as well. And so literally it'd be like one person with a rocket launcher, one person with ammo and all the rest of it and stuff like that. And it was just really funny, because sometimes I'd end up on the opposing side, and because Mal and I used to play together so often, he knew all my little hiding spots and everything. So literally, I'd run around the corner, I'd be hiding, and he'd run up behind me and stab me. It was so annoying.
Or
So Al is
leaving C4 in strategic corners for you.
yes, absolute bastard to play against, but great to have on your side.
It's like, I know Chad goes here to reload. Well, leave him a present. Wait till he kills someone, see him duck into cover to reload, and then push the button.
Oh, that's nice. Did you think ever in your YouTube career you would do a fan meetup? That's interesting.
Probably not specifically... Oh, hang on. What's going on here? There's an advert playing on one of my random sort of web tabs. Sorry. Probably not specifically just to meet up. I mean, I said I'd meet up with anybody who happened to be going to MCM when I went there, and I didn't run into anyone, but that place was absolutely packed, so it's also a very unique sort of place, so I guess if I went to one of the gaming conventions, would probably be more likely.
And Pravdik asking why I'm not watching the TGS podcast right now. Well, because I'm on a podcast with, or a live stream with Mao, and I can't hear the sound in the background, and, you know, so, no.
The problem with the TGS style podcast is you need to have interesting stuff to say every week. I'm forever amazed that they can come out with the amount of banter they do every week.
It's great. I think it's wonderful. I like it. Why is everyone trying to be politically correct? I'm not trying to be politically correct. That's the way that I feel. You know? about gays getting married. So sorry, Mace of Trit. That's the way I feel. You can think it's politically correct or not. I don't really give a fuck.
Someone wants to know my name. Well, if you can read it on that page somewhere, this is my Wargamer review. It is on there, and that's all the time you're getting, so you can pause it and go back for it if you really want it that badly. Make them do some work for once.
Ever play FIFA just for the lols? I played FIFA at the Eurogamer against my friend's 10-year-old, and I got beaten. Bear in mind that I haven't played FIFA in like 4 years, and I didn't even know what the flipping buttons were. So he was very pleased about the fact that he beat me, and I requested a rematch. So, you know.
I haven't played FIFA for a long time. I think maybe 97 was the last version of FIFA I played.
Ow.
I've played
Football
an NFL game since then, but that's about it.
NFL games I love NFL. American football for the win. San Francisco 49ers. Mm-hmm.
See, I don't have a team. I just randomise who I play as, but I do like American football.
Yeah, I've got a 49ers jacket somewhere made out of gold lame by the looks of it. But yeah, that's from the 85 Super Bowl, I think.
As it says, what's your dream job?
Professional commentator. Doing this for a living. I mean, sorry, one thing I'd love to do is, I'd love to get to the situation that Total Biscuit's in at the moment. I would just love to be there. You know, doing all the commentary, the live events, meeting people, doing all that kind of stuff. Breast inspector, love it. What about you, Mal?
I don't know. I think I'd quite like to design and, like, I don't know, actually build something with my engineering degree and then sell it and then just live off the profits it makes for eternity.
So what you're saying is you want to be a weapons manufacturer?
Your
morals are flexible enough to allow you to do that.
There was a very interesting part in one of our business lecturers where they were talking about morality of design, and they flashed up a picture of a gun and went, "This is an American assault rifle." At which point I put my hand up and went, "Actually, that's German." At which point he knew my morality was not where he was trying to aim that lecture.
Brilliant. Which gun was it, just out of interest?
It was a G36, and he decided that was American.
Well, yeah.
But he said it was the main weapon of the American armed forces, which it wasn't. It's the German armed forces.
It is. M16 is the American.
So, yeah. He pretty much gave up directing that lecture at me at that point.
Yeah, Adam McCormack saying he prefers smaller YouTubes because they're more fun. Well, I think also part of the problem happens is as you get bigger, so you don't necessarily have the time for the amount of people that you had when you were smaller. So being a smaller channel, it's kind of a lot easier to talk to your fans and talk to your viewers and all the rest of it. But whereas you get bigger, you won't have, you've only got 24 hours, so to speak. And so, say for example, you divide that 24 hours by 6,000 people, you've got a certain amount of time. Say for example, that rose to 300,000. The amount of time you've got for each person is significantly less. So it's just an unfortunate fact of life.
Joe Zilla, I'm not reading that one out either. I will put it on. I will put it on the screen. Hang on, let's turn these off. So for anyone who can read it, it's this line here. You may have the resolution.
Oh God.
And you can imagine the answers yourself, because I'm definitely not going to answer that one.
Awesome.
So let's see, which questions did we miss? We're bound to have missed some in this scrolling mayhem. What's your favourite type of games? Like genre, I'm guessing he's going for.
I don't know. I don't have a favourite genre. I like all sorts. I mean, you've just got to see the desktop that I've got on my gaming machine. So there's MMOs in there. There's first person. There's RTS. There's sort of sandbox type stuff. I kind of like sandbox games because then there's no limitation on what I can do. If I want to go off and create my own content or do whatever it is that I want to do, I like doing that. That's why I like Star Wars Galaxies, because that enabled you to do that until such times as they screwed it up. That's a whole different discussion and a rant that I'll save for another time. But you know, I like that kind of aspect. Also, somebody mentioned about Battlefield 1942. Yes, I like Battlefield 1942. I have downloaded it, and I'm thinking about putting it on the live stream on Friday because I absolutely love that game.
For me, I don't really have one. I mean, if I pull up my Steam list here, I mean, a lot of them are uninstalled, but you will see pretty much every genre going. But a lot of them you won't find on my YouTube channel because I find it very difficult to commentate something like Counter-Strike when you're playing. I mean, if you're spectating, you can cast it like Chad does. But I find it very difficult to commentate on something that's, you know, repetitive. Like I couldn't commentate on a League of Legends game because it's almost the same thing every time. Especially as you have to do it at the time. There's no time to think and step back from it. But I play them, so my channel's sort of strategy based, but that's not necessarily the only games I play.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's see. Oh, so there's a strange conversation. Oh, he's gone ninja again. There was a strange conversation in TeamSpeak a while ago with the 77Y trying to organise a meetup. And we were saying some of the obscure things that would happen. That if we were in the pub, we'd have to have someone stand at the front with a stick raised above their head, and everyone would form double rank at the bar. It'd be the most organised group of people the barman's ever seen.
Yeah.
So square formation with pint glasses, and you know.
Yeah, and then they throw all the glasses at the barman.
Yeah, the partisan throw the bottles at people probably wouldn't go down quite so well. Although it depends if whether the meetup was in Glasgow or not, then in which case it'd just be standard.
Although saying that, there is actually a funny story about this particular balaclava. Is that I used to have a motorbike. If you look it up, a ZZR 1100D. And essentially what happened is it was a day when I went to the bank, and it said, please take off your crash helmet. It was kind of a winter day. And so I went into the bank and I took off the crash helmet. And then I suddenly realised I was standing in the middle of the bank wearing this balaclava. That was a slightly unfortunate moment. Somebody saying there about how did I meet Warwick, or how did I encounter Warwick. I dealt with Warwick for TSN. I got involved with him with TSN, but it's a funny story actually about how I first met him. There was a LAN over in America called UVA LAN for University of Virginia. Basically I took the balaclava off very quickly, and so I flew over there for the LAN because I could fly cheaply. I got to the airport and they said at the hotel there is a shuttle that will pick you up from the airport and take you to the hotel. And it was really, really nice. So what happened is I got into the shuttle and, you know, there was a driver and there was a guy there. So, you know, I was just sitting there minding my own business, you know, picked a book out and all the rest of it. And then the guy was chatting to the driver and I thought, that sounds familiar. And I was talking to the guy. I said, oh, excuse me. I said, are you Warwick? And he looked at me. He goes, you're Chad, aren't you? And I said, yes, I am. And that's the first time I ever met Warwick. And he and I still have recordings of him and me doing broadcasts from UVA Land 3. He is a very, very professional guy, very cool guy. And it's just great fun working with him. And the same with all the TSN guys when I did that RTCW thing.
I think the closest I've got to a balaclava would be this crazy contraption. It's like a lower face mask thing. Like, I don't get on with balaclavas at all. I'm trying to find a picture of it elsewhere.
There we go, that's better.
Never mind.
Yeah, this is the 77Y Recruit balaclava, so that you can't see when the kit's coming.
People want more pictures of me, apparently. I don't know why. I mean, they've got a live video feed, yet they want more pictures.
Yeah, it's a bit strange, isn't it? It's like they probably want to see what you looked like when you were younger.
Yeah, I definitely don't have any photos of that. I was not someone that went anywhere near a camera when I was younger.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of cameras either.
Do you ever get shot in the lip or other facial parts of Airsoft? Well, that picture I just showed shows you why I don't get shot in the lip, but there are plenty of people who do get shot in the teeth, and it's not nice.
Yeah.
What do I suggest for Airsoft starters? I recommend you go to a
Running
site and rent...
odds.
Oh dear, apparently you're Slender's twin brother, Chad.
Oh, that's good because I've never played Slender, so I've no idea what you're talking about, and
Cool.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I recommend new people to Airsoft go to a site and rent for at least a couple of games just to decide what sort of play style they like, and don't be suckered in by people using sniper rifles and think that's the way to go. They are very difficult to use, and you spend a lot of money on them to get them competitive. So that £80 Chinese rifle will not shoot even remotely close to the one you've seen at the site that's got about 500 quid's worth of upgrades in from Japan.
Yeah. Oh, for those of you who are interested, the mixer I'm using is a Eurorack 2442, I believe. It's a 16-channel mixer. I bought it for this reason because it's good for mixing audio, and it's good for going to events because then you can input multiple XLR. So anyway, sorry.
That's nice. I really don't have all the complex sound recording equipment. I've just got this. The microphone's probably the closest I've got to anything professional recording-wise.
Yeah. Yeah. For those of you who say comment, oh, nice rack. Yeah, keep it to yourself. But yeah, I used to broadcast on 2 computers back then. And so what I did was, in the same way that I have it here, I had voice comms and game sounds on the right-hand computer, and I had the left-hand computer was music and the audio stream out. So
we're down to our last 6 minutes. So final questions. Just so we meet the 2-hour cut-off that YouTube, for whatever reason, seems to impose on my uploads from Twitch. Oh, hang on. In Napoleonic Wars, have you ever seen a cannon shell kill more than 10 people? Yes. Artillery people love screenshotting when they get a massive kill spree. Trying to watch them print screen when there's so many kills it goes off the screen is amusing. They try and sort of stitch 2 images together to show them all in one picture. It's really sort of ego-soothing.
oh dear. That's a dangerous question. What do you honestly think of each other? Oh, God.
Well, I've put up with him for 12 years, so it can't be that bad.
Yeah, tolerate is obviously a great term. No, Mal and I have been gaming together for God knows how many years. It's always been fun. We always have a laugh together. I would say Mal is more of the power gamer than I am. I mean, he made it to 50 on Star Wars The Old Galaxies, so he kind of progresses further and stuff like that. I get bored more easily. But he and I have always made a good team because we kind of complement each other. I catch the bullets and he shoots back.
Everyone needs bait. You should be the eternal cadet, Chad.
I am the eternal cadet, yeah.
But in fairness, the cadets generally do better than Joja's line, but that's probably a bigger reflection on something else than that weighted piece of wheat he carries.
Indeed, yes. Oh, that's interesting. Favourite sci-fi series? You've already said it was Battlestar Galactica, didn't you?
Yeah, I really like the new Battlestar Galactica, but I'm not sure I'd say it's my favourite. I'm not really sure.
The Battlestar Galactica, I know the one you're talking about, and it is fantastic, absolutely superb. And I know what you're saying because you mentioned in there it's one of the few series where space movement is actually how it is done gravitically. You know, it's done properly. It's not like Star Trek where they fly through the air like you would through air. Basically, there's no air out there, so it's all about inertia and all the rest of it. But yes, Star Trek Next Generation is absolutely brilliant. Love SG-1. Star Trek Voyager, I haven't really seen. DS9, another of my favourites. In fact, hang on, keep talking, Mel.
Yeah, so like you were saying, the way the Vipers work, I mean, obviously from an engineering background, I'm a big sort of physics nut when it comes to correctness, and the Vipers being able to carry on going forwards but flip over and still have that like momentum whilst shooting behind them with the little compressed air. It's just great. I haven't found another series that has that. The only game I've ever found that has that is Evercron Mercenary, and that goes to the extreme. That is a full-on simulation.
Here we go. That is a box set DVD of The Next Generation. Season 6, in fact. And I have all 7 series on DVD.
Nice.
And I've got 2 series of DS9 and the rest are on my hard drive.
And we missed a very important question early on, which I think is probably a good one to end on, which is what is your most recommended game at the moment? He will accept them by genre.
Okay. Single player, Evil Genius, without question. That's a tricky one. First-person shooter is tricky. It would be a toss-up between Battlefield 3 and Team Fortress 2. Obviously, one costs money, the other doesn't. RTS.
I'm still going to have to give it to Company of Heroes on the RTS.
Yes, yeah, Company of Heroes is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I've got to get it installed on here. What else? God.
I guess Grand Strategy's got its own. I will include the Total War in that one.
Yeah, Grand Strategy. I like the Total War series, but I'm really starting to warm up to Hearts of Iron 3. I'm really enjoying it. I've learnt the game so much more over the course of running the series. Supreme Commander, I've got Supreme Commander. But it's just I love the alternate history and the controlling the armies and all the rest of it and stuff like that. So
I love Total War, but I still think Crusader Kings just beats it in terms of... it's very similar, Total War. You've got this amount of stuff and that's all you can do, and Crusader Kings gives you that many options. That's what I like about it.
Plus also, Crusader Kings appeals more to your inner bastard.
Yeah, it does let me bring out my I'm going to be a complete dick to this personality.
Have you told them about your solution to the progression to the throne that you told me about early on?
Oh, I can't remember the details because I've done so many similar to it in our multiplayer game with the 77Y. I'll let you tell this one.
Yeah, this was basically a situation where Mal was trying to, I think it was a Gavelkin succession, and he wasn't happy with what was going on. He wanted a particular son to inherit everything. And the trouble is because it was set to what it was and he'd already changed the crown laws once already, he wasn't able to do it. So he came up with what is basically a very logical but rather cold-hearted solution. He assassinated 4 of his own children.
Yeah, I mean, even the live stream Poland thing, was it I married into someone that was matrilineal or something was matrilineal. Whoever inherited was in a matrilineal marriage, and the game would end if I didn't assassinate her 3 sons, get a new wife, and have a new child of my own. And somehow I managed to pull that off. And there was a very good multiplayer thing. I can't remember who it was. I think it may have been Jacob. Was basically using his spy master to try and assassinate someone down in Spain who had just joined the game. And I was sat there, I think I was King of Brittany at the time, and possibly a lot of Ireland. And he kept trying to do it, and just after he assassinated the king, he assumed that the assassination attempt had come from the person he'd just killed, but it was actually me just sitting there backstabbing him. I think he ended up, that was his last ruler, and he ended up just losing completely and was out of the game, but he was insistent that it was this other person. I was just sitting there like, yep, it was obviously retaliation for that kill you did, yep.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why it's good to have Mal on your side, because otherwise he is not to be trusted. And I say that bitter from experience.
I think we're at our 2-hour limit now, so this seems to have gone well. I think we'll have to do this again in the future and maybe get some other people on.
Definitely, good fun, mate.
But not trying to get too close to the TGS podcast, because I'm sure they'll get upset, and we could never compete with that anyway.
So you're interrupting my TGS time, damn you.
Oh, sorry. So from me and Chadman, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.